Here we go.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus. Wait, is today Valentine's Day?
It's Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
Jesus, I hear me somewhere.
It actually is. It's definitely Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day.
And we're celebrating together.
Well then, let's talk about some hearts and whatnot. You know, I don't feel good. Wait. Where could I go? I don't feel good at this one. I felt like I had a better scene for this. Ooh.
Oh, that's lovely dovey 8-bit kind of look in the middle.
Okay, yeah. I'm feeling it.
This is cool.
Let's start right here for the intro today. Welcome everybody. Today's podcast is going to be about love and the Valentine's Day and holy titties, how it evolved. Does anyone even know the history of Valentine's Day? Where it started from? Did you know that shit can be tracked back to Rome? Holy titties. All the way back to, and I'm going to say it wrong, Lupercalia? It was celebrated every mid-February. And it invited, are you ready for this? It involved young women lining up to be hit by men with the belief that it would make them more fertile. Over time, the holiday evolved to become a celebration of love and romance. These ladies used to take a beating to become more fertile for their man. Now, I don't know, it's all about shit. It's all about the money. It's all about the Hallmark. It's all about your grand gestures. Who can top the other one? Who can get the best Instagram photo? I mean, how can you resist going out there being like, smile, baby, smile. Let's impress all of our friends. And then go back to some meal that you probably don't even care about, right? So today, the talk is about, well, let's start with the first topics of what is better, a handmade gift, maybe a written, like, a note of something, you know, some way to show appreciation, or are you more for buying the expensive gifts, for buying the cheaper gifts maybe, or for going on some shitty vacation because, damn, who even knows? And the final one is, for this Valentine's Day, do you find that you're a basic man, if you're in a relationship, that you need to be reminded to get your significant other something, or woman, I mean, 2023, right? So here we are. It's all of the boys today. Well, we're missing Vinny. So let's welcome aboard. Holy Viz, oh man. Oh, wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, Vladimir. Oh, I'm so sorry.
There he
We
is.
got the one, the only. We got the Scout Warner. We got the Bloody Daddy.
The sun is the light is going in my eyes. Yeah.
And we
Let
got
there
the
be
one, the
light.
only, the Will. And you already know he's at risk. So let's start out, gentlemen. Are y'all for big gifts? Well, hold on. I guess first. Okay, raise your hand if you're single. Who here is single? Hands in the air.
Oh, I thought.
Single.
Oh, yeah.
Single. Oh, okay. All right. And taken. Hands in the air for
Hands in the air for taking.
Yeah, a domestic partnership. It
Yeah.
was half the cost of actually getting married, but I still get 50% of her stuff, so it's like win-win.
So
I like to hear a man winning. Good job, man.
he's just being stubborn. He's married.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like when I was in a relationship, basically I just planned something around it as opposed to not doing something a month before or whatever time. I would just be like, okay, hey, like I like to go to like, at the time it was like a lot of times we'd go to like San Diego for like 3 days or something like that if I could, you know, or I would do something because they kind of expect something. They get upset if you don't do anything. Because I remember one time it was like Valentine's Day and I didn't get like there's like this guy in the street selling a rose. I was like, I'm not gonna buy the rose. I'm about to go get you something else. I'm buy you this $100 dinner. That's what I was thinking. She got so mad that I didn't buy her the rose. Not bad, but you could tell like she was hurt, you know. So it's well, I mean it's $5 for a single rose. And I'm like, oh no, I'm good on that, bro. Like, but you know, so sometimes you know the expectation is definitely there, and that's kind of like the commercialization of it, which you know. But anyway, but like. Basically, I'd rather do like something a little bit bigger and different, not necessarily just give a gift and a box of chocolates. I feel like that's so cheesy and bad. That's more something you give to like a coworker or something, or someone like just for fun kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the expectation has become a little much, right? Like it's I don't think because I didn't make reservations for Valentine's Day, because I didn't get you a gift for Valentine's Day, doesn't mean I care about you less. For me, who's someone who's struggled with love and relationships for the majority of their life, who's like finally happy right now, I think like romance is every day. Like it's like those little things that I do every single day that she like really appreciates. Like we don't have to fall onto this day in particular. Like one, we don't celebrate any holidays, period, for the most part. Not traditionally anyway, except for Halloween. And so I try to shower her with these like little deeds of thoughtfulness.
You're not gonna last from Christmas till now if you don't do something in between.
But it's every single day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna leave you alone and you don't do nothing fancy or special or like little thoughtful or appreciation type of stuff. Yeah, you're not even gonna last it this far from Christmas. That's for sure.
Right.
But
yeah, and and like you said, it's all about the investment, right? Like $5 for a rose. That's a bad deal. Right, and it's during a season where a lot of these flowers are getting cut from like when we're having a legit environmental crisis, right? Like we don't need all of these,
right?
All of these, all these flowers getting mowed down.
I mean, I probably wouldn't do that again. This was like a long time ago that I think about it. It was at least 10 years, like 13 years ago. So I mean, maybe now they're probably $20 a single flower. I don't know, but. Yeah. Like that $5, like it was just been a little bit better, and also because the date I was with, she brought her friend, and like, well, I mean, like, no, we were together like 2-3 years, like me and my girlfriend. But I remember the one we're still like newer in that relationship. Maybe it was only a year or two, but she had a friend, and it was like they're a couple. Anyway, I'm trying to say it, we're a couple of dates. Right. Is that how you call it? You know what I mean? So like he bought her one. I was like, oh, no, I'm not gonna buy you it just because he did. See, I don't like following trends, so I'm like sometimes I'm like stubborn enough, like, oh, just because he bought it, oh, now I can't because like he already did it. That's also what I was thinking too.
Right, and I think like there's like this because of the media, because of what our society at the moment, how they view like successful relationships. Like some people expect the expensive dinner. Some people expect going the above and beyond, like flowers and chocolates and like a flight.
Well, yeah, they're expecting a whole thing, the whole day event,
and that's how they value. That's how they view your love, right? Like if you really love me, you're gonna be spending 3 months on your paycheck for an engagement ring, right? That's the measure of love, right?
Some girls measure, yes.
And so I think that I disagree.
I do disagree too. Yeah, with that.
Right. I think if we're making like experiences every single day, like Valentine's Day was like it for me, like growing up, it was a standard that I found online and through the media and through like the people around me. Right. It was like a time to express your love for your loved one, and I'm not gonna lie, like these moments, like these days that were like carved out for us, like we didn't choose February 14th as the day of love. It just is, right?
Right.
I had to think about like how I wanted to express my love to my partner, and because of that, because of days like this, I've went above and beyond, and not just this day, February 14th, but like I try to like do those little breadcrumbs like every single day throughout the year. Like I want my lady, my partner to know that I love her every single day, and I'm not gonna limit it to just this one single day this year.
I would see it more summarizing it into like the category of every holiday being into this capitalistic structure where you're putting it's like same thing with a wedding. You don't need a big wedding. It's more like a society expectation based on your wealth and what you are. And the point being is Valentine's Day, as a summarization, is one of those days where you take your loved ones to a nice steakhouse that is a little more extra saucy with the check. Like it's one of those
Wait. So
situations.
you're more that expensive guy? It has to be saucy with the check?
So it has to. You have to take on a nice steak dinner. Now, there is a lot.
Right.
Of,
It's not about just
it's
spending money. It's about the whole experience.
It's
Yeah.
the experience. But the thing is, you want to make sure.
But
that,
can you
like,
create the
it's-
better experience?
It's that day where you want to. It's that one day out of the year, the 365.
Mhm.
Right? Is
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the 365. But it's within that one year that you have to put a lot of gratification within how much money you're going to be putting down onto this individual for like an experience. It's more of an experience that you're putting down for. And it's like.
But for that kind of money, could you go out and create a better experience if you make your own instead
No,
of going
because
for the
you're getting your
commercialized
ass
one?
At the end of the thing, that's the thing. So, that's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's but that's what you are. You are what you are.
Whoa.
Okay? I don't know. Worst way to put it. Let me see.
Is that how we feel about it?
I don't know.
Well, yeah. So the commercialization, okay, and then basically it's like the experience. So some people they tie in the experience with the money because like they know what you spent. Like they know this is a fancy restaurant and all this, but I don't think that's a real love. I know some people say, "Oh, that's my love language" or whatever.
Right.
I'm just not believing it, and it might actually be a thing, but it's just kind of sad. I think it's an empty individual or something. If all their value is based on what someone else can give you,
Yeah,
you got no self-worth, and that's actually a big problem with I think women and men. If it's self-value needs to be high
That's what
in
we face.
individuals in general,
Well,
right?
Okay,
we face
so
that
self-value-
together as a whole, right? Materialism, right? Like
Right.
this is like our country from like the 50s, right? This started way back when like Sigmund Freud's nephew, right, read. Who's like Sigmund Freud is like the father of psychoanalysts, right? He read his uncle's book, and he used that for his job in advertising, right? And so he used psychoanalyzing people to sell them things, and that's when we went from a country who like bought what they needed to bought what they wanted. That's when materialism really started to run rampant in this country.
You know what's also interesting about that though? How you said, because I actually didn't think about that, but that's a great point, because I've also heard that the more you spend money, the more likely you're to earn money, especially when it comes to sales. So it's kind of like, because I'm thinking like we were all poor. It's like World War II, like we're destitute, like we're barely just getting by. A lot of men dying. Factories, like needed the work, and like husbands dead, and wives raising children on their own, and that kind of thing. With that era. And like we were basically poor in recovery, everybody owed everybody money in the like country wise, countries owed money, and we probably gave money to help build Germany after the fact anyway,
Right.
So it's like there was like no extra money, but it's interesting that commercialization got like people to got them motivated to want to work. It's like, wow, I could work hard if I buy that car rather than just minimalist thing. So it kind of took us to a new era, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
which
we started to judge our worth based on our neighbors' worth,
Right.
What our neighbors had. They
Mhm.
had the TVs, they had the best cars, they had the best lawn, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
and we wanted that. Like a measure of success was just all materialism at that point,
Or
right?
Right.
generational wealth.
Generational
It
wealth.
became that,
And you
though,
see
yeah.
it. You saw it really, truly with tobacco sales, right? Before Freud's nephew took these ideas into the advertising place, smoking tobacco was strictly a male thing.
Oh, really? I don't know.
And so they started this ad campaign where like this was like right during like the feminist movements, right? That you would see in these magazines and commercials women smoking tobacco products, right? And it was about like freedom, about expressing their worth and smoking meant that they were free from the patriarchy, right? And that almost overnight doubled tobacco sales, right? Because it went from a market who was only doing 50% of our species, right, males.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden now women are in this market because of this marketing employee that we utilize on them.
It really was a
Hilarious.
mind trick.
Yeah.
But I also think it was
Jedi mind trick is real on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't you think it was necessary though? It's like a growth of a societal growth, like because now like a lot of that marketing that worked in the 50s would never work today on us. Like we're just way beyond past that. It's different type of. you know.
Well, okay, so listening to that, I feel like my first thought is that it started kind of with Hallmark out here, and if it would have just stayed at a card, it didn't have to get so damn expensive. We just somehow got away from sending cards because we're just too cool and don't know each other's address. Like, I don't know any. Like, I know you guys all really well. I know you all live, but shit, I don't know any of your addresses by heart. I don't have it saved anywhere. I just, I kind of just drive there and I know where you live. Like, hell, Vladimir's my neighbor. I don't even know his damn address.
Right, I couldn't call the
Yeah.
cops for you.
Yeah, no, right.
I can get here every single day, but if I had to like speak with emergency response unit, like I couldn't tell them the address to this place right now.
And so is it somehow our own fault? I mean, we got away from just sending cards to people.
You don't have
To
to
just
remember
make,
anything anymore.
but when was the last time any of us wrote a damn note to somebody and wrote our feelings down and gave a legitimate handwritten card?
Within the last month.
Actually,
shit!
me too. Within the last few weeks, because
Wow.
my grandma had a birthday,
Well,
and she's just turned 90.
didn't see that coming.
And my aunt got everybody involved, all the grandchildren. Hey, write something to grandma, and
Yeah.
we're gonna put it in this book. And I actually hand wrote mine out, and then gave
Yeah.
it to her. I just took a picture of her, whatever I did, and then like sent her some photos, or whatever. Anyway, they made like a little book, but that's why I wrote that out. That was pretty fun, actually. But you're right, like that doesn't happen. too often.
Nobody does that anymore, right? And so if we would have just
At
kept it
least-
to its basic point, damn, it wouldn't be this, oh my god, we got to go get this next saucy dinner. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
well, I would say like that's like the long form of it. I would call that like the long form is like kind of like not there really, like because I feel like you would probably text your wife like little things here and there of love. You know what I mean? Like you have stuff like that they sprinkle out, but it's like, how often do you write down a long form? It might not be all that often. But when it comes to your wife and your summer living, that's different because like, it's my girlfriend. Then you would talk about it. Like you're there in the moment. You don't need to write it.
We
but-
have like a little like a back and forth that we have with like writing letters to one another.
That's really cool.
It's been a little while, but yeah, like we're due for another letter soon. Like she's gonna get one within the month.
As I'm hearing, that
Yeah.
actually sounds cool because like you
Uh-huh.
could do all that I just said, but in addition, yeah, why not write a letter like, hey, you're just like doing your own thing. You're out,
Yeah, and it's just like like you said, it's like a lot of times it's just way more digitally. Like yeah, so maybe I'm not like handwriting your letters, but like I'm spending like 20-30 minutes on like this like thoughtful text on like me appreciating her as a human being. Like maybe sometimes it's like out of nowhere. I just want to express my love to her. Maybe I know that she's having a really rough day, and she's like,
Hey, guys.
she's about to
It could be
like she's about to like enter a shift that is going to be more stressful than others, and like she'll get 150 words from me. Like not characters, words.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I'm saying that you're her pick me up, and it's like so it's
Yeah.
like we're not completely like not doing any of that type of stuff. That's what I'm saying,
Right.
like digitally or other
Right, and I think
methods.
that's I don't know if it's necessarily unique to me, but I feel like it's, and that's why I feel like today, right? Like I didn't get her anything today. I didn't write her anything. Like, a few days ago, I surprised her when we got home from work. Like I set up her whole living room as a romantic scene, right? And I don't think I do that often though, right? So today it's like we have this understanding that like today doesn't define like this holiday doesn't define our love. Like I
like
she
that.
doesn't feel an obligation for me
Yeah,
or a necessity for me to get her anything or make plans for anything, right? Like she's working right now, and I don't feel the obligation to have to do those things either. Like like I said, like it's every single day.
yeah, but it's also something you guys have worked out and have already talked about.
We already
Obviously.
spoke about it. We understand. We're both on the same page.
And
when
I
it
agree
comes
with
to
what you
this.
said earlier, like about just holidays in general. It's like, okay, if today's Tuesday, well, you might celebrate last Friday or whatever. Like, you don't have to be on the actual day,
Right. Right,
But it is still
especially with
something you
two working
should
people.
get on the same page.
With
Of
two
course.
working people who have like different schedules, yeah. So
Yeah.
like Christmas for us sometimes is a few days before Christmas. Halloween is Halloween every single day in our household.
Okay. Well, I was about to say when you said Halloween, I was like, you must be a
What you
fanatic
said.
of Halloween, but
Oh, we take it seriously there.
Halloween is fun. Though.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you guys have
digging
like a
it.
worse fucking Valentine's experience or a best?
I said mine already on the third episode, but
I can't think of one.
Well, I mean, I actually like that one. The same when I went to Sandy. Like, what I liked going to San Diego. That was just awesome.
Yeah.
Because like it's actually my first time really going to San Diego like that as an adult. And that was just real awesome. We just like went to the downtown district, or they called like I think they called it the Lamplight or something like that. I can't even remember. But it was fun. Just kind of just explored. Basically, all I remember is who I was with. I don't even really remember even the details of what we did.
Right.
Because to me, it's all about who you're with, and that everything else falls into place. And that's what I'm saying. When I'm with somebody, like we should be able to like just have like it's that simple. We just sit here and do nothing, and like
Right.
I'm content. Like what I mean. I don't have to constantly like impress or whatever. Now I don't mind impressing every now and then, but it's like.
Yeah,
It's a fine
so much
dance. It's an
more
interesting dance.
natural.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Yeah.
dance. Like I'm not just gonna be like spending money
Like there's a really
for no reason.
underlying appreciation for one another. It's just like one another's presence is just enough. Yeah, I get to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
I
sometimes
lose
isn't
girls
it just
because of
what
that.
you want to go do? I mean, sometimes nice things cost money, right? Like if I mean, best example, if I wanted to suddenly go to Alaska, damn, that is not going to be cheap if I want to go to Alaska right now, right? But if that's what I want to do, shit, I can't think of a better time than to do something I want to do, and at two birds for one stone.
Yeah,
Let's go. Take her there for Valentine's Day. It's a big win for me. But I don't. Again, back to I don't think I need a Valentine's Day. That was my original point. Opening statement was, doesn't that kind of just is this just for the basic bitches? And so I've been talking to people about it because I am single, and I look at it like every time I've been in a relationship, Valentine's Day was a joke. We didn't do anything with the same understanding of like, why? I just bought you things. Or I remember one Valentine's Day, I look at her and I'm like, woman, I just bought you a car 2 weeks ago. If you think I'm buying you anything for Valentine's Day, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. I just bought you a vehicle. I don't need a holiday to suddenly do something nice.
yeah.
But
It also depends on the evolution of the relationship. I would say too, though. Like the reason why I don't have any ideas in my head is because if I was with a girl for say from now until next year, if I'm with a girl for like at least 10 of those months or something like that, that's going to be a different whole situation than I am now. Like if I'm single, I'm not even trying to like. I mean, it's just way different. Like because then I would talk about like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Like she's gonna have input in the Valentine's Day idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? If anything, right? You know,
I'll
just like
give
how
her
you
some
had,
input.
she has input.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be just me completely deciding necessarily.
It's not
It
one
could
way.
be though.
That's such a good point. It's not one
It's-
way,
it's
right?
not
Because
just
we're
one
in a
way, yeah.
relationship, right? So like if we really wanted to do something any day of the year, right? Let alone Valentine's Day, we're gonna have a conversation about it. There's
Yeah.
some surprises, right? But you're such a good point because Valentine's Day does fall, and like I mean,
Random day.
historically, like on the man, like it's
Yeah.
our job
Mm-hmm.
to set the date, to make the surprise, right?
Well, I might like come with her an idea, but like, hey, I'm thinking of getting lobster. I'm gonna cook it in or whatever. Like I might have that could be an idea or something. Like I
Right.
might do a little something like a little twist. It's gonna be a little bit of a different day, even though it might be something I've done other times. Like maybe it is I write her a letter in the morning. Maybe I
Right.
make her breakfast in bed or something. Like I don't mind. I don't mind doing service. I like doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I don't want to have to plan for it. Meaning I'm just a spontaneous person. I can just do it right on the spot. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that's it. Like, it doesn't have to be this whole thing. If she doesn't want, like, if it can't be, like, oh, we're gonna go to San Diego or whatever. As an example, you know what I mean?
Right, but also women have to step up their game. If they truly believe in Valentine's Day and that
do they have to step up the game?
yes I do because
Yeah,
it's
sure, why
it's
not?
as it's society, like culturally it's up to the men to surprise.
So
to
do you
pay,
think it's
to
up
do this.
Yeah.
to the girl to like plan and be romantic
If she
too?
wants a great Valentine's Day, if he or they, if they truly believe in Valentine's Day as a holiday to celebrate romance, then they have to participate just as equally, right? They should surprise
Yeah.
me too. If
Yeah.
you believe in it, then surprise me. Like I want to wake up to breakfast. I want to wake up and you say like I have reservations at the best restaurant in the city. You know, I think I don't celebrate it myself, right? But if you are gonna, if you think it's important,
Right.
then I think you should participate just as much as your partner. I think it should be an equal thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just it falls on one side
Well,
right now.
Like, definitely don't wait until Valentine's Day to like tell your man like, oh, you didn't get me anything at the end of the day, like you're expecting something.
Mm.
Should have been talking about it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. You know,
Right.
then he knows like, okay, maybe I got to get her a little dinner, a little something. Now, again, most guys don't, they'll get, you know, it's like, okay, maybe I will do something for you. Like,
Amazon 1-day shipping, guys. Remember?
Yeah.
Amazon 1-day shipping.
I think I saw the stat is like just for Valentine's Day, we're spending like $29 billion.
oh, wow, that's amazing.
Jesus.
Right, like $29 billion for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, and that's
Wow.
and that's
Well,
That's ridiculous.
okay, so $100
by the
million,
way.
right? It's or 100. I'm like, let's say there's 100 million couples, you know, times $29 or whatever. Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, but
Well, actually, that's only like 2.9 billion.
No.
So that means the average is spent like $200, 200 something bucks in the U.S. based on that stat.
That's
It's based on
crazy.
my guesstimate math real quick. But I mean, that's not like that's.
I mean, that's so
reasonable.
easy to do, though.
it's helping the economy. Let's put it in
Yeah.
a good positive perspective. It's helping the economy. And look, you just pulled out a big number there. I mean, that's got to go somewhere, right? To all the businesses.
I mean,
that
there's some
sell.
good to the commercialization, right?
Yeah, so like it just helps the whole.
And that's not just only
economy
couples, right? That's like schools paying for like art supplies and chocolates for kids, right? It's
yeah,
like
you see,
there's a lot.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot. It goes so much deeper. We were talking about. I was talking to someone who works at
I didn't even think about
Las
that. It
Vegas
does. run-
Academy, right? And like she's a drama teacher there, and she was saying like how Valentine's Day has changed so much since she was a kid, right? It was really like sometimes like, you know, like on Valentine's Day, like her dad would just bring back a box of chocolates and some flowers to the family. And now in the schools, it's like you can buy flowers for kids, or there's like bake sales, and
They're making money.
Parties. Like it's
You
become an enterprise. It's become a day where like we're baking goods, we're selling goods, and we're spending money.
and building
As kids.
teamwork. Building teamwork. You know, have all those people together doing all those stuff. Teamwork. You know, team building. That's what I was searching for. Team building with other people.
Well,
I think so.
everybody to make it work. Yeah, you got like the guy loading the truck, the guy picking the flowers, the guy, you know, the guy driving it to the place, and then you got the guy unloading it. Then you got the person in the storefront trying to sell. And then you got the person making phone calls. I got bouquets here. You got, you know, and then you got the person taking that flower, buying it from cheaper for them wholesale and going out in the street. Like, yeah, it's a whole enterprise of people along the way. And
Yo, it's always
make
for
money.
a charity, right?
oh,
It's
so
always.
many charities. That's a whole
Listen,
other thing.
5%. 5% goes to a random charity, right?
Did you look up like
Yeah.
the mythology of Cupid? Because I'm just thinking about him right now, and I think
That's
fuck
a good thing
Fuck
to
that
look it
dude, right? Fuck that dude for like taking people's consent away, right? Like this dude has a magic
Is that what he
arrow.
did?
He's like the Bill Cosby
Yeah.
of the past.
He really is actually, yeah, because you do the arrow and you're like,
Right.
now you're love struck, but it's like a curse, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now
You can't control it. You lost free will
Your money.
Yeah.
because this little angel guy thinks you guys are a good couple. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like it at all.
That shit's funny.
But I think the bottom line is make her feel special with an amazing experience. But you should try to do that often as possible.
Often.
But I mean, you know, if you didn't do it the last few, you know, month or whatever, like just do it now at least, you know. But I feel like it's mostly like
Wow.
I would take it like that far, but I feel like that's still like kind of like you're in a decent committed relationship at that point to like even go that far. Because like I might say like, yeah, I'm not trying to spend money or do nothing. It's because I don't got no one special in my life right now. I'd have a different story if I was married or had a long-term girlfriend. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I did this and this. But it still goes to the thing. It's like the expectation should be more so, hey, she wants to feel special, have a great experience that day. And that's fine. Or within, like you talked about, like, okay, maybe it's the Friday before that because we both work or whatever. Like,
Right.
you know, and that's kind of like how I would look at that. So
Right, just make your significant other feel loved as much as you can, always, if that's how you feel about them. And like Valentine's Day can just be supplemental to it,
yeah,
right?
it's a little supplemental.
It doesn't have to be the time of the year where you have to like it's where you prove your love for that person.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like I'm giving you a whole lasagna.
Yeah.
The Valentine's Day is just a little Parmesan cheese on the top.
Right.
Like there's already cheese
Yes.
in the lasagna. You know, the Parmesan cheese on the top.
Exactly. It's a day that you and your significant other should laugh at everyone scrambling to spend $29 billion on superficial love.
Yeah, and I want to say like I'm not blaming women or anything because it's really not their fault because it's a commercialization that has embedded that narrative that we're trying to like say we're against, right? Like we're against that narrative of like, oh yeah, you have to spend big money. Like, yeah, why not? You know, or whatever. Or you're like, you're a loser if you don't. Or you know, or you don't love your wife because you didn't, whatever. See, that's like the commercialization of them trying to sell their product to you. Right. So it's like they were sold on that, like, oh wow, if he doesn't love me because he doesn't do it. So I want to like
it's psychology,
put my soft side on it, where it's like
it's psychology because like because the commercials, the advertising are making the women feel less than if they don't get these big Valentine's gifts, right? And now we feel pressure because like we feel like our significant others are not gonna feel loved if we don't go above and beyond. And so like now we have to spend, now it becomes a matter of spending dollars versus of actual time, right? So like it doesn't matter what I do with my significant other. I have a better time than I have like doing it alone. I just want to be with them, right?
Be with them.
Be with them. And I try to make them feel that way every single day. And that's why for me, right, the commercialization, the materialism, the financial representation that we feel as people during this holiday, right? I just disagree with it. Like I don't like the idea of it.
I don't want to buy into it.
I don't want to buy into it at all. Like, I don't want to
so
be
we do
a part
agree
of
with
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of it.
Anyone in the comments disagree? I'm just kind of curious.
Okay, well, 50% off of chocolates. That's
okay,
the
so I'll help you guys out. I'll help you guys out with the comments here. Okay. So basically the comments are like, bunch of dudes just need to listen more. That one's hilarious.
That's funny.
The other one was, if you love or like your chick, do something nice for them. Shouldn't matter about the day. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we were saying. Let me check. So, we're on like I just loaded up every single platform I'm on, you guys. So I'm on a lot more than normal.
That's cool. Yeah, it's like, you know, just a little asterisk, just a little extra salt on the egg, you know.
So I was looking everything up while you guys were talking because I thought you guys made a lot of really good points. So for Valentine's Day in schools, the one thing that I was really surprised about is that they can generate a bunch of revenue by throwing these dance parties, but then also get a bunch of sponsorships for it. And then, Jesus Christ, they're doing these fundraisers, families, friends, and 99% of it goes back to the school, and 1 or 2% the proceeds goes to whatever random charity. But they got flowers, cards, candies, all of it themed for it. It's ridiculous.
The proceeds go back to the schools, but they still had to buy the supplies to sell, which
all the way down to doing. Check this out: doing Valentine's Day newsletters and selling ad space. Like, what a hootenanny, man! And so, yeah, I feel like that's what we were missing. And to Will's point originally, there is so much more money in it than Jesus Christ. Had no idea. And then, as far as the whole mythology thing, I kind of read it over. That shit's crazy, man. Cupid basically was supposed to go shoot a monster to make the monster love this chick, and then he pricked himself, fell in love with this chick, couldn't really believe it, hid himself, wouldn't show his face, and had to make this chick prove the love, but he pricked himself and fell in love with her, but then couldn't believe it because he knew the not. He was like, bro, I got pricked.
Right. It's like he couldn't fight it.
But so he basically took this chick because, okay, so like Will was saying, free will is taken away. So he got shot with this, and then he had to go, like, basically took this chick a prisoner and made her prove that it was true love and not the prick of the arrow love.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoops.
And you do that by buying diamonds.
And you do that by buying diamonds. Yeah. Whoopsies. So yeah, that's what helped there. All right.
That's totally disillusional, yeah.
So on a same topic, if you could keep this holiday, what would you guys try and do differently? What would you want to change? Or like, okay, instead of Valentine's Day, still Valentine's Day, call it a love day or Singles Awareness Day or whatever the hell. If there was supposed to still be a love day once a year, how would you try and change Valentine's Day?
All right, so I'm gonna swap out the quintessential, like I'm getting flowers for my significant other. I'm gonna go, no, write a handwritten letter to that person that day. That's what I would keep. Like if we're all gonna play ball and follow the rules to this holiday, if I can change the rules, like off the bat, handwritten letter.
Back to how it was, right?
To them, yeah.
Let's keep it just a
Exchange
card.
handwritten
Keep it a
letters.
card.
No, I mean,
Still need deciding.
no, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I mean, it's such a great idea. I mean, because I wouldn't really want to. I mean, I don't mind the flower thing, but my whole thing is like the expectation thing. But like,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, I think the handwritten letter is a good idea. You know, a little card.
Right. If it's
Yeah,
if it's about love.
Yeah, I'm not
right,
really
if-
think what I'd want to change because like I feel like there should be a day for love. It's like okay, fine, it's already Valentine's Day.
There's
just
a
leave it
pizza
there.
day,
What was
there's
that,
a-
Yeah, like we don't need to
donut
change
day,
it.
Okay,
in that
what?
sense.
Okay,
Yeah, might as well
in
keep
high
that.
school, what is? It's like the very first dance where the girl invites the guy.
It's Sadie Hawkins, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what if my thought is, what if fair was fair? Every odd year, the girl has to ask the guy, and every even year, the guy has to ask the girl. So it's Sadie Hawkins every other year. On the even years,
I like yeah,
that'd be
that's
fully up to the boys.
Wouldn't
On
men
the
be
odd
odd, though?
years,
Wouldn't
fully
men
up
be
to the
odd?
babes.
the men day.
Men
A
would be
men
odd.
day?
Men would be odd and women would be the even years, right?
Oh, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That'd
We're,
be interesting.
we're definitely the odd one.
But I
How fun would that be, though?
I don't know if
Vlad,
it
you
would
want
work.
to chime in on that?
I would change one simple thing. Instead
Okay.
of a bouquet of flowers that's been derooted and placed in a nice little plastic thing, get a potted plant. Get a potted plant. That's one thing I would change. So,
Mhm.
potted
I really
plant.
like that actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little pot of, and they can even have like the wrap, a little soil already in there, so you just throw it in the ground somewhere.
Yeah, not like that rose stuff that's been cut. It's like, bro, this shit's gonna like it'll expire in a week.
Yeah, there's that,
Yeah.
like that old saying, I forget from who or verbatim, but if you love a flower, you leave it be.
No, that's a good
Oh.
one.
Once you
Ooh.
pick it, it's gonna
Yeah.
alter and die.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I just imagine they have like a whole forest of just rose trees or
Right.
bushes, rose bushes. You know what I mean? Like specifically just for this because it became that way.
Mm.
But it's like not the real. I think maybe you'd agree with me. It's more something environmentally friendly and something
Right.
that's like sustainable. You know, it's like.
Mhm.
It's kind of like how some people are like, hey, if you buy our product, we're gonna help afford to plant a tree somewhere or something like that. Like that's like I like stuff like that too. You know what I mean? But I feel like taking out the plant, like, you know, maybe actually just plant it. Like they don't need to like just let it rot out, and
Right.
then it's really a waste of life.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of buying flowers for your significant other, like, hey, I planted a tree for you in the Amazon rainforest.
I know, right?
It gives you like a little certificate with
Yeah.
a gold sticker on it.
Yeah, you
I
own a
like that.
tree in the Amazon.
Yeah.
Actually, like here's a cool little gift I got someone one year. I bought them a star in their name.
I
It was
fucking
only-
love that.
It was only
I
like
want one.
it's like $10. Like
Yeah.
it's not actually you could pay for a bigger star.
Yeah.
They have like tiers like $2, $5, $10.
Right.
I think I bought like the medium tier for
Naked
like
eye or
10.
binoculars.
Yeah, right. And then they give you like a zoomed up photo on it. It's like some
Yeah.
crazy name, but it's like now it's crazy name plus whatever name you
Right.
gave it to her. You know. That was a fun little gift. Like, see that's like a cool. See, that's what I mean. Like Valentine's Day, it's like the little twist. You just add a little twist to it, and like that's $10. You know what I'm saying?
She
Yeah.
okay. Chat
I mean,
says
that's
she
what
can
she-
get her own seeds and plant her own plant.
See, well, that comes to things. So if girls want to do everything themselves, then let them do it themselves. But the thing is, I don't think doing that every other day it's going to work because guys are always going to take
So
initiative.
let's
They
adopt.
want, yeah.
Let's adopt a highway in their name.
Adopt a highway.
Adopt a highway. We're responsible for the 15 from mile 3 to mile 4.
Oh, shit.
That's me and you, baby, right there. We're responsible for all that cleanup.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
Oh, that'd be cool though. Actually,
Right?
I don't know. You clean it up though. That's what they do when they sponsor. I thought you just give them money for that.
Yeah, no,
Adopt a highway?
you just you adopt the highway.
It's like
and
you're responsible for
you
that.
pay monthly for it, whatever, right? And then they pay the people to clean it up. You're not cleaning.
Oh,
it
that's
up.
really what it's about. Though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mhm.
So
You'd think our tax would have figured that out though, but okay.
Well, yeah.
we have 20 minutes left, but I know you guys wanted to talk about it. Would you guys want to spend 10 minutes talking about your Super Bowl? I didn't watch. I could care less. But I feel like everybody else and their mom really loves watching a bunch of guys bending over, throwing balls around, hugging each other while they're wearing tights, and everybody cheers as somebody gets a touchdown.
Now hold up.
Touchdown.
No, hold up. I just want to be clear. I like the Rihanna performance. I don't give two shits about football, soccer, whatever's going on. I know the red guys won. Congratulations. But
The red guys won?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Rihanna, she's an amazing job. Okay, I love the performance. It was unique.
Are we talking about the same Rihanna performance that Donald Trump said was the worst performance ever?
I'm not gonna take shit from a boomer. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm surprised why he said that because I mean I watch it. I'm not like
Compared to what?
Did you guys think it was good?
yeah. I mean it was all right. I didn't care.
It was really
Well, I mean like I like her Diamond song because I partied with that song a lot 10 years ago.
Dude, I
like that song. I didn't even know she did it to be honest. I was like, oh my gosh, she's the one that does that song.
Dude, she had so many hits. Like she has so many hits.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Like, wait, because I've like followed Rihanna. Since she started, I guess, right? I'm 36. But yeah, like she's like hit after hit after hit. Visually, it was stunning. She did a great job, and I mean, compared to what? That's the worst.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at like an art piece. Like, no, she did fine. They had like it was interesting how the platforms and like how the setup was, and they had like a lot of choreographers and I don't know, like it wasn't like the highlight of the night, but it was cool, you know. And a lot of girls that were there, they're loving it, you know.
I don't follow sports. I don't, especially not football. I watch like 1 or 2 games a year, and one of them being the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I love competition. Like as a kid, I played every single sport, but like I wanted to play the sports. Like for me, like, growing up in New York, the Giants and the Jets, right? They don't do anything for me financially.
Well, they don't make it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm just kidding. But
they
yeah,
don't do anything for me financially, right?
Right.
So, like, I'm not a diehard fan. Like, I'm not upset when they lose.
You're not
that over.
You're not invested. Yeah.
I'm not invested emotionally in them, right?
Right.
If I will cheer for them if they're playing, right? But I really love sports. I really love competition. I love watching people at the highest level do what they do, and that can be football. It can be soccer. It can be ping pong. It can be the World Scrabble Championship.
It can be chess. Yeah,
I
like
love
the
watching
elite
the
levels.
best at the best of the best do what they do.
Yeah, I'm more so that way too. But
It was a good game.
He did the cube thing in under a minute.
yeah, Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube's master right here. He did it for probably like almost 40 seconds, 30 seconds. It was pretty fast.
Yeah, I have it on video. I was like,
yeah, I was surprised. But yeah, about the Super Bowl, like I got invited to a ticket out to the Sahara, and it's basically a pool party, so it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little cold, but not that bad.
Okay.
Because it was still like 68 degrees, you know, and the water's like a little warm. But then like it actually wasn't too packed. They got like 2 or 3 240-inch screen TVs.
Okay.
So like it was a great picture and all that. And like I said, I don't really care too much. I like to see the underdog win. I like the what do you call it, the struggle to the hero, the hero's journey. You know, someone from nothing to win. And of course, I had the wrong team at first. I thought the Eagles were actually worse, or I mean the underdog. But it turns out they were the favorite. So I was like, okay, then I went for the other team because I mean I
switched
just
teams too.
And also my friend bet on that team, so I'm gonna go for that team. But it was just fun to watch the game. Like that particular game was actually pretty good, just because it was like 70 plus points.
It's so crazy because I
73 points.
always root for the underdog too, especially like if like I don't have a horse in the race. I'm like, well, yeah, who has the least odds? Like I love it. I love watching the underdog.
Yeah, I call it the hero's journey. You know, what I mean? Like it's like everything's attacking them, and then they just work their way out. And that was like a good example of that game with the quarterback Mahomes getting hurt in his ankle and stuff. And I guess he was hurt even going into this game. But you saw him like towards the end, like he's trying to he's like stumbling. He was running a lot more, like stuff that you wouldn't really hear Brady. Brady didn't really do a lot of runs or whatever. But yeah, he was a master of throwing it quickly. But you know, it's like a lot of stuff like that. Like that guy was hungry. That team was hungry, and that's what made it push them through the limits.
For me, it was the perfect Super Bowl game. It was like close the whole time. It was up and down. There was controversy because the grass being too slippery. They had a good performance, halftime performance, and like it went down to the very last second.
Yeah,
it went down to the last. Yeah,
You
it
could
was
have been
great.
coordinated it better.
Yeah.
You know, it couldn't have been a better
The
experience. That was
perfect Super Bowl
awesome.
game, and I mean,
Yeah.
congrats, Kansas City.
Yeah. And I will say I watched every little second of it because a lot of times. Then we went to the spa. We're chilling in the spa. We had like girls here, drama here. Like the closer you are to more people, the more drama they're gonna like rub off you. It was kind of interesting and entertaining way. One time I thought I was about to fight this guy because he starts choking this girl underwater. I'm like, dude, what's this fool doing? Like, and then like,
whoa, like that?
Yeah, like it looked like, and then like the dudes came, like, and then like, but security saw him and like, I'm like, dude, what is this guy doing? You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then he had his story that, oh no, she's trying to get with another guy, but it's her husband. I don't know. But I'm just saying,
you ready
like,
for the Super Bowl next year like that in our backyard?
Bro, it's gonna be so epic in our
nonchalantly justifying the
Thank you for the
strangling. He's like, oh, she deserved it though. No,
That's
fuck outta
you know
here.
I was trying to say, like,
Fuck
oh,
outta
we're about to
Jesus.
beat
The
this
fuck
fool up.
outta
Yeah, I
here.
was like, bro, you think you're tough or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, at the same time, I don't like being involved in people's stuff. But if I really thought she was in danger, I was about to go like do something. So that's like what I'm saying. When you're in the spa, you're like you got more problems in there. That's what I realized because
When you're in
everyone's trying
that
to be
zone,
there. Yeah.
right?
More spa, more problems.
then, like-
is what Biggie said.
It was funny, yeah. But it was cool just kicking back at that spa. Like me and my friends, they had a great time too. Like it was just really cool.
For me,
The food
I was
was
with
good.
my stepdaughter. It was just me and her. My wife had to work, so we just got a bunch of like finger food, and I put a bunch of like hoagies and like sandwich stuff, and we just like chilled. Man. It was just a good time. It was just like me watching the sport, and she wanted to watch Rihanna. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I feel like the
Hey, it
halftime show
works.
is for the.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all
ladies.
Vlad wanted to watch, though.
That's
to
fine.
be
Yeah, I
fair.
didn't expect Vlad to be wanted to watch it, but it's okay. Like, it's nice to hear like another perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, because I did see what Trump said, I was like, I don't know if that was like the worst in history or whatever he was saying.
I thought he was just being a hater.
Yeah, I think like that was like just over the top because like art and music, you have to look at it from a different lens.
And the best thing
You know?
is, it wasn't even political.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see
Yeah.
any, and I was like, because she didn't say no speech or nothing like that. So like she said,
No,
I don't. It
that's
sounded
all
like
cats.
what Trump was saying or whatever was like. It sounded like he said like, wait, is there a speech that I missed that she like went on a rant or something? You know, like that's what it sounded like. But she just went, did her music, and that was it.
Oh,
Like,
the
yeah.
fireworks show at the end was just immaculate. It was just like the stadium was all lit up from the top, and it's just beautiful. Created a whole ozone layer.
I know, right?
So
Yeah, no, it was cool though.
Did it?
Oh.
yeah, did you see
Probably,
the
yeah.
smoke that came out from the stadium? And it's just like so much smoke from the fireworks, and it just created a whole ozone layer just floating away. Oh man, it's pretty fun though. I saw my neighbor's 98-inch screen TV, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty big TV. You know what's funny is that my friend placed a bet and he won at the casino, and they actually wouldn't. They wouldn't pay him. They wouldn't pay. The casinos wouldn't pay him. They wouldn't pay anybody the betting money because it was like it was actually technically a third-party machine. So yeah, all these people, half of them like drunk out of their minds, like, why did I get my ticket? Where's my money? They're all going like this, and then they're like, at first the security doesn't know. They're like, oh no, go to the cashier. And then they go to the cashier. She's like, no, you're supposed to go to the machine. Well, the machine's down. Oh, we'll go inside the restaurant right next to the machine. And then they go in there and like, oh, we don't have any cash. So that just pissed off a lot of people. And they're like, oh, you gotta come back tomorrow. It's like, he's like, how do you not have money on the Super Bowl? So you got like this guy like yelling at the casino, how do you not have money to pay me? It's a Super Bowl, you idiots. And like very much more expletives or whatever. But it was pretty funny. I mean, that was my entertainment a little bit too, though. You know, other people's misery.
It's
Not really,
I mean, if we were in Arizona, it would have been probably like way more entertaining, right? Like,
oh, so much drama.
Yeah, like if we were in Kansas City or Philadelphia, that probably would have been crazy.
And like we could talk about this another day because we're running out of time. But like, it's basically like, picking your friends is important too.
Yeah.
And like who you hang out with, because like I'm just thinking like, because there's people that are friends with these people that are, they just cause drama everywhere they go. You know, I just don't like that. You know, it's like the person that gets drunk and blacked out, and then like they're causing havoc or something like that, or you're getting in trouble, or whatever. That's just one scenario. Like there's
or you have to bail them out of jail.
You got to bail them out of jail.
Or wait. The worst one is when you have a friend from high school and you continue to be friends with them, and you're always making excuses for them because, well, I've known them for so long. Oh, I mean, he doesn't mean that. That's just how so and so is. Like, oh, that's just how Scott is. He didn't mean to say that. He didn't mean. But then you find yourself making excuses for these people. Listen, people mess up. That happens, right? Like, everybody in this room has seen me mess up. But did you mess up, or are you messing up every single day? Are your friends always have to make excuses for you? Are they always apologizing for you? Those are the worst.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, like you said, sometimes you gotta call a spade a spade. You see it, you know. Like,
Yeah,
take it at face value.
But it's because I've been friends with them for so long.
Yeah, 15 years ago, I was the worst. That was me. Almost like everyone back home in New York, they're like, you can ask them about me, and they're like, Will's great, except for that one time. Everyone has that one time.
You're the one that if we go to New York, we're gonna hear like all your stories. Each one will tell a different story.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, so I have great.
But they know the old you, or
they know my. Yeah. And thankfully, everyone believed in me. Everyone saw my potential. Everyone saw how kind I was, really, and so I was that person, and I'm one of the few people who are fortunate enough to act in those manners and behave those ways that I've spoken to all my friends since then, and it's like water under the bridge. I've earned their forgiveness. I've went above and beyond since then, right? That's a version of me that hasn't existed in a decade, Yeah. And so I believe that can be true for everyone else at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't think there are very few people in this world that are irredeemable. Right?
People can grow up.
People need to grow up, right? But at the same time, we can't just shun everybody for making a couple of mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, you have to be able to find that balance of knowing when you should be available to a person to help them, and when you have to not be available, right? Because you don't want to fill your life with toxicity, but sometimes you have to recognize when no wait, actually this person just genuinely needs someone to be listened to.
I think we found some artists right next week's topic.
And so that's there's a super fine line with that, and I was that person. I was that person where I'm swinging at my friends in the street. I'm breaking fucking car windows, right? I'm waking up underneath police cars. I was the person where, I'm blacking out 5 nights a week, and
waking up under police cars is definitely the story for the.
Wow,
okay. So because we're at that point, that is definitely going to be the topic for next week, at least for the 8:30 to 9:30.
All right,
that'll be great, man. That would be damn. We could really tap into that as well. So for this one, let's try and keep our ending topics to Valentine's Day, and if you want to sing in Super Bowl chatter, you can. You all were preparing for this. It's at the end. It's the end. It's the end. Who is trying to go first? I'll call dibsies on last.
Okay, I'll just start saying what I want to say because about the football, what you could take out
of it.
It's
like dibs.
Because whatever you take out of the football is basically persevere. Don't give up. You could be hurt. You could be in pain. You can still work through it. And that's kind of what I'm going to keep it short. Basically, it's really that simple. Just go all the way in whatever you're doing in life. That's what I got to say to that. And Valentine's Day, just show her you love her. That's it. It's that simple. If you have to figure that out, then I don't know what to tell you because it shouldn't be that hard. You just talk to, I don't know, everyone has their own way, but you should know how to do your own way. Maybe just do what feels naturally, what comes to your mind. Maybe do the first thing that comes to your mind and try it out. And then you can even ask her for your feedback. How did it feel or whatever, But I'm a very giving person, just to the right people or to the right person. So.
And there's always the next year and the next year, right?
Yeah, don't beat yourself up if, you didn't figure it out this year. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Y'all have a good one. Mm-hmm.
I would like to say utilize Valentine's Day as a way to recite your wedding vows if you're with your significant other for long periods of times, or if you're just going on a date, use it as an excuse to be like, hey, it's Valentine's Day. Let's go to that pizza joint that opened up 2 blocks down. It'd be pretty cool to really just to get to know each other. So, out of sense, Valentine's Day is one of those days where it's a holiday. It's a holiday for the U.S. government to make bank. But not only that, and to love one another. Давайте жить дружно. Спокойной ночи, дорогие люди. Спасибо.
Jesus.
I think we kind of like spend like too much energy on this day and how and its relation to love, right? I think every single day you should win your significant other over. Like every single day you should tell your friends and family how much you love them, right? I think Valentine's Day, February 14th, I think it should be supplementary. I think it should just be another addition to your roster of love setting means. I think if you let the people who you're closest to know that you love them every single day, I think Valentine's Day its value starts to dissipate. And I think you start to cherish every single day so much more because of it. So love yourself first. Love your family second. And I have nothing to I kind of went blank on
Hey!
it.
Love your neighbor after that, you know what I mean? There you
Love
go.
thy neighbor.
Got a good. Yeah.
Oh,
That was a good one.
everybody.
That was wonderful.
Well, I lost myself. I'm not in my own desk. Well, I guess we'll just go back to. Oh shit! Where'd I go?
Uh-oh, what happened?
I lost me.
Oh, he does
I found me.
Oh, there
I
you
Those
found
final
me.
thoughts.
Marco. Jesus Christ.
There, you didn't get that.
All that work for the final thoughts. Holy titties. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, everybody. My name is Mad Hatter. This was the Downtown LV Good Buddy Show. Today we got to talk about Valentine's Day. And, we got to talk a lot about Valentine's Day. From commercializing it to Cupid shot his goddamn arrows, all the way down to a little bit of Super Bowl chat, and a lot in between. So, I don't know. Listen, I'll give my own take on it. For me, and I think all the singles out here, this is a single awareness day, right? And so no matter what life throws at your way, you just can't give up on love. And, man, humans have a fun way of making this, I don't know, this is suddenly something that's worth living for if you're a female. It's the best thing ever. It's the day to be noticed. But so I feel like that's just such a damn commercial trap, man. And when you're single, even if you're a committed relationship, there are so many ways to celebrate this day without breaking the bank, doing something that's above and beyond. It shouldn't be like that. If you're feeling that it's above and beyond kind of thing, I go back to you're kind of a basic bitch. So listen, if you're feeling down this Valentine's Day, just remember, there's going to be another one. Try and find the past love. Try and find the fond memory. But don't let it get you down. You can still find a moment, a connection, I don't know, whatever you're looking for. That being said, next week we're going to talk about friendship. Holy titties. And I'll leave it on and we don't promote it enough, and I'll go back to the main one, and then I'll let everybody go. So, up top, as you guys have seen it, it's called Dtlv Good Buddies with a Z at the end. Please add our YouTube, add our Instagram. Make sure you add us everywhere where you want to add us. And I love you guys. I'll see y'all next week. Hey. I'll see y'all next week, everybody.
Oh, wait.
Stay blessed. Stay blessed. I'm the Mad Hatter, and I love you guys. And we're out. Bye, everybody.